And we're back. Thank you for
All right.
rejoining. So get that elephant out of here. So we were, as we ended the last episode, we were talking about the idea of, and then lately we've been pushing the idea of the Wakefield Doctrine as a tool for self-improvement. In fact, we're talking about the idea that so many other tons of self-improvement things out there, self-help, and most of them involve messing around with your own head, it seems. The doctrine will say to the readers, hey, look, if you got something you want to change, haven't been able to for years, you've tried everything that you can see and imagine, then maybe it just isn't in the world you're in. You've got two other worlds. The Roger and the Scott, or the Clark and the Roger, or the Scott and the Clark. They're available to you. You don't have to change, you just have to go someplace within yourself. Okay, so Joanne, self-improvement wise, in general, what do you see if somebody said, hey, look, the Marriott has an open ballroom and 25 people sitting in folding chairs who want to hear about the Wakefield Doctrine? What would you tell them?
I would, well, I'd give them a general overview like you guys usually do.
Okay.
But I think specific examples are always helpful. Even things like, which I've seen before, even actors or different shows on TV, like what that character, what type of personality is that character displaying, or something like that. That would help me, because I want to see the thing in action.
Like Joe Pesci is a Scot. He's a patron saint of Scots. Okay.
And why, you know?
Ah, okay. Good. James Spader is the patron saint of male Rogers. I think we've got Kathy Bates as the female Rogers.
As what?
The saint of patron saint of female Rogers. Rogerian females, however the phrase.
Now, are you referring to her in a specific movie?
Well, funny you should say that. No, I'm talking about her as a damn person. And
wow.
It's funny because you think to yourself, wait a minute, now this is a role, but I'm so far convinced, and I could be unconvinced, that people will bring their Clark, Scott, or Rogerian nature to the role, and they almost invariably will show signs of that.
Well, that makes sense, because that's how they look for actors or actresses to be in particular things, I think.
Yes. So James Spader, no matter what role he's playing, bad guy, good guy, whatever, he's always a Roger. Jack Nicholson is always a Scott.
Oh, yeah. Now, see, when you say Jack Nicholson, in fact, I almost said him just now myself.
Yep, okay.
I just feel like he's a Scot. I can't even tell you why. I feel like he's got that, maybe because he's got that mad look in his eye, I don't know.
No, the look is the big part. I mean, with Scots, that's one of the primary characteristics for a Scot, is the eyes. You can spot those a mile away, really. It's got that predatory gaze. I mean, real simple terms. Frankly, that's where a lot of this stuff that we know now as the Wakefield Doctrine came from, is looking around at the people I knew. Look at the picture of the three of us, the three progenitors, and without even knowing about the doctrine, you would separate those three people into their three types without a whole lot of coaching, because Scott just has that look, the Scotian kind of gaze.
Now, let's get back to Kathy Bates for a second.
Yeah.
Now, why do you think she is a Roger, even though she seems like soft and...
Yep. And be-like.
I can only, describe her as soft and...
Yeah.
Like gentle or something like that.
Yeah, in a sort of a, but no, I don't want that many blankets kind of way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, why do you say that about her? I want to know why you know she's a Roger.
I came across a film clip, and it was something she said. In fact, I have it back in one of the pages, maybe one of the pages about Rogers, and they were doing an interview with her, and she was saying something that left me with no conclusion, but we have ourselves a Rogerian female here. Rogers are tough, though. Rogers, even I will tend to eliminate the other two. First, the one you know it's not, and then that leaves you a choice of two. Rogers will be Rogerian males are tough, but Rogerian females are even tougher. And we're like we talked about yesterday, in this culture, in most modern cultures, women do not have the occupational outlets. It's not just jobs. You know, Rogers are the engineers, they're the accountants, they're the chemists, they're the judges, they're the lawyers, for the most part. Female Rogers, Rogerian females, are the PTA heads. Not the one snapping her fingers, that's the Scot in the group, but the ones who actually provide for the supplies to keep the kids from drowning in the middle of the flood at the picnic. Tougher to spot. There's no doubt of the six that we talk about. If we had to give a test, I would say spot the Rogerian female as a bonus question, because you guys are tough. Now, you may or may not be one. What do you think would identify you? What would distinguish you? So I walk up to you and say, Mickey. Now I know I'm the creator. I know who is who. But what do you think the difference is in how you come across to people that you meet? What do you think are your Rogerian traits? You know what hers are. We know what she'll do in any situation.
Well, I do like. I like groups of people, even though I live alone.
Okay.
I like in meetings, for example.
Herds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, a friend of mine is a Scot, and she likes small meetings, and I like meetings where there's a lot of people.
Yeah. There's a herd mentality.
Yeah. And where I work, but I can almost be like a leader of the herd, though, too. You know.
That's a topic which we'll have future tapes on, because that's something is very interesting, how it is you people manage your herds. Because I mean, I'm insisting as a clerk that you have to, but I'll bet you it's nothing like I imagined.
Yeah.
Well, because you're a herd, you're belonging by consensus, so you can't just stand up and say, "Hey, everybody, move over there," can you? Could you do that to other Rogers?
What's that?
Could you do that to other Rogers? Let's say you find yourself among a group of Rogerian people, and you want to influence their actions. Now, we know a clerk will find the Scot, whisper in their ear, and get them to do it. The Scot will stand up and scream, "Get over there." Now, if a Roger was left with the task of getting everybody out of the burning building, how would you do that?
See, I think that's where sometimes my Scot comes out.
Okay.
Trying to think of a situation.
Very possible, as readers all know, we always retain the other two. If Joanne is a predominantly Rogerian, then she still has Clark-like and Scotian elements to herself. But there must be something that you people do to communicate within the herd. And I'm saying must just because that's my bias as a clerk. Maybe you don't. We'll have to do a post on that alone. Just like what the hell do you people do by you can't do everything by rubbing up against each other and pushing the herd to the right. That would be kind of slow. But then you like slow, right? Rogers like tradition. Rogers are the creators of civilization.
Now, I have a question. Rogers are they usually, like, I live alone. Is that an uncommon thing for a Roger?
Now, I bet you don't really live alone, which is a typical Clark kind of response. Because living alone physically isn't the same thing as living alone. Maybe we're talking Clark, Scots, and Rogers. I'll bet you have more people that you could recall their phone numbers and be able to call at any point in time than any Clark or Scott would.
Really?
I'll bet. And just my guess. I'm guessing that because you Rogerian people, Phyllis is like that too. Now I'm not going to label the associations as friends or close acquaintances, but there's a network.
Yeah.
That simply, if you get the alien coming down and seeing the lines of communication between people, Rogers are the ones with the web. Rogers are the ones who are interconnected. Whether you like them or not, I mean, I've heard the progenitors say that. They don't particularly necessarily like members of a given herd, but they wouldn't do without them.
Yeah.
So.
And I also like team sports.
Yeah, okay.
As opposed to individual ones.
That kind of thing, and this is the beauty of this doctrine thing, is that we're describing the world. It's not like you go through the day making these choices and thinking, well, I prefer this, that, and the other thing. Your world reflects that. You see the Rogerian nature of the world, whereas the others see the non-Rogerian. It looks like I'm here at the office. Damn. Okay, so if I will say in closing, we'll close down because glad you could make it. You've been one of the more enjoyable guests, and I hope you will come back again. I'll give you a call because this is the kind of thing I'm really hoping to see more of, the ideas and the input and all. So thank you very much, Joanne, and I'll sign off. See you guys. Read this. This is coming out this coming Friday on video post Friday at the Wakefield Doctrine. Bye.